Your team is burned out. Morale is flailing, and every time change hits, they crumble. If that sounds familiar, trust me, you are not alone. But the truth is, resilience isn't built in theory. It's built in practice, the practice of experiencing change and discomfort and disruption and constant complexity. So in this video, I'm sharing 3 team building experiences that not only will ignite energy, but also build unstoppable resilience. Let's get to it. So let me just drop a fact to begin. Resilience starts with emotional fluency. Most team building and the ability to bounce back or have resilience fails because it avoids the real stuff, the way people feel. So this idea of emotional fluency and literacy, being able to state, to name emotion, to give language to it, is the first step in nurturing the resilience within yourself and ultimately that resilience within your team. So the first team building activity that you can do is something that I call signal circles. And I'll give you a basis of why I call it that. So I invented something called change enthusiasm. It's a growth mindset, and it has 3 steps: the signal, the opportunity, and the choice. And the first step, called the signal, it's the emotions that are inspired when moving through a lot of change, constant disruption. And it's typically the more negatively perceived emotions and the ones that carry a lot of charge and energy, like fear, like frustration, like anger, like anxiety. So this activity is called signal circles. So the way you're going to do this is your team is going to get in a big group in a round table or even sit on the floor in a circle. And each member is going to take turns and they're going to share one current challenge or something that they're facing that's really hard for them right now or difficult. And honestly, it can be inside work or outside of work in any aspect of their lives. And I want you to have them name the emotion that it's inspiring. If it's a lot of anger, if it's a lot of frustration, a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, something that's really difficult for them right now, and what is the emotion that's painting that? And then the responsibility of the rest of the team is to play back what they heard, be able to share, here's what I hear your challenge to be, and then recognize the emotions that they're stating. I hear that you're feeling frustrated, angry, or anxious. What this activity does is it nurtures psychological safety. It normalizes feeling in the workplace. And again, it also is nurturing trust within your team. So this is a really powerful exercise, again, called signal circles. And it's just going around the room and having every individual share, here's what I'm being challenged by, here's what I'm facing, and here are the emotions that are coloring it. A bonus for this exercise is to have each individual share what support looks like from the team. This is where I'm being challenged. And honestly, this is what support looks like from you to help me through it. Now, sometimes they might not need support, but at least let that be an option for each share. The second activity I call a low-risk failure experience. This is something that includes an offsite. Or honestly, it could still be, in your workplace, but it's somewhere where you don't usually convene. And you're going to do an activity that the team has never done together. And it's something that they're not used to doing together, something that has nothing to do with the type of work that you do. So this could be a ropes course, this could be bowling, this could be building a structure with different materials. And during the exercise, once everyone knows the rules, for instance, when you're going bowling, everybody knows how to bowl, everybody knows how to get their shoes and get their balls, and they know how to do the bowling. Once everyone understands what the task is, in the middle of it, create some type of disruption. And by that I mean change the rules. So maybe if you're bowling, you tell everybody, now you have to bowl with your least dominant hand. If you're a right-hand bowler, now you have to bowl with your left hand. If you are having them build a structure with a certain amount of building materials, maybe take away their tools. And now they can only use their hands to complete the structure. Somehow change the rule of the game, create this disruption. The idea is to introduce some type of disruption or change that will easily invite failure. Where somebody can go from bowling halfway decently to gutter every single time. And the goal is afterwards, observe and have them observe how that disruption felt. What emotions were inspired when they started bowling with their other hand? How did the team interact with each other? Were there any leaders that emerged? Were there any people who just sat down and say, I'm not doing that? Right? See how the team dynamics changed as a result of that disruption and have a group kind of reflection on the experience. The beauty of this exercise is that it's inviting failure caused by some type of sudden change or disruption. And it's letting the team see, how do we come together when that happens? How do I act as an individual when something like that happens? Is there something that I want to change, that I want to tweak, that I wish I would have done if I'm in a similar situation? So how can you learn from it? It can get really interesting to see how people show up when there's forced failure. The third activity is something that you can do at the tail end of a team meeting, or if you're having, an all-employee hands-on, this is something that you can do during that time. I call it a resilient story swap. Okay, so every member of your team, you're going to take turns. Every member is going to take a couple minutes to talk about a time when they showed their strength and resilience. What happened? How did they fall down? How did they need to use their resilience? And how did they bounce back? How do they know that it was truly a story of resilience for them? And then you're going to go around the room and ask the team to share. What strengths did they see? What emotions did they see this person embodying and conveying as they move through the journey? And ultimately, you want every person to identify one strength, one tactic that they saw or that they heard that they think they can employ in their day-to-day today. Something that they might use as they face their next change challenge, as they face their next point of discomfort. What can they learn and take from that story? Right? So this is a cool activity to do once a month, once a quarter, just for individuals to share and celebrate resilience. And this is also another way to normalize failure, because in resiliency, there's obviously tough times and challenging times that you have to overcome. And it enables your team to learn from each other, to learn how you can be more resilient moving forward. Now, the best part, the freebie. Now, this is a good one, especially since we're talking about resilience. It's a free chapter of my book, Change Enthusiasm: How to Harness the Power of Emotion for Leadership and Success. This is a mindset that's laser focused on growth and will help you nurture resiliency. This is the first chapter, it's the introductory chapter. It's going to take you through the steps of this mindset, and it's completely for free. Just click on the link below. Now, until we meet again, I want you to keep growing. Keep challenging those around you to grow. Keep inviting them and yourself into discomfort. And above all else, keep rocking.